Jimi Hendrix once said that when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. So stick around because I need that watch time.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
When we think of love, we always attribute it to romantic love, but love comes in many different forms, and one of the most common forms of love is neighbourly love, the genuine love and compassion for your fellow human beings. And I think men in particular really struggle with this, because when we think of love, we automatically think in our heads that that's gay, but it couldn't be further from the truth. And I well and truly believe that men need to learn to love each other, because the world will be a better place. Now, I'm not telling you to go and suck a guy's dick, I'm not telling you to go fuck him up the ass, but what I am saying is start to show genuine love and compassion for your fellow human beings, particularly men, because men are so isolated at the moment, men are so alone, and the world is tough on men, especially in the modern times. The world hates men. Men are vilified. Men are given so much hatred and abuse by the general populace just for being men. But when we take a step outside of that, when we make a stand and say, you know what, I'm not buying into this dog-eat-dog world anymore. I'm not doing this whole selfish attitude. Oh, I don't care about other men. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a sigma male and all that bullshit. And what is the point? What I don't understand is the whole need to not care about people. I think a lot of us men see love, genuinely caring about others, as a weakness, but I think it's a strength. I think to genuinely care about other people, even if these people are strangers, even if these people, you don't know them, you know nothing about them, they might not mean anything to you, the fact that you spare them a second thought and actually think outside of yourself, because I think this is a massive issue that we all face, particularly as men. We're too inward. We don't see the bigger picture. We don't think outside of ourselves. We're very self-centered. Like, you might walk past a homeless person in the street and you won't give them a second look, but just imagine how much you could impact that person's life just by sitting down next to them, maybe offer them a bit of food and just talk to them, just to get to know them. Imagine you're homeless and you see that people out there genuinely do care. That might just give that man the drive and motivation to get himself off the streets, to get himself a job, to be able to pick his life back up. And I think that's the power of being genuinely loving to other people. And I might get a lot of shit for this video. A lot of people might turn around and say, oh no, loving others is just weak. You should only focus on yourself. You should only care about your own ambitions and so on. You can care about your own ambitions. It doesn't mean that you've got to be a selfish prick. And I really think that's what's wrong with the world today. And I want to also talk about this idea of giving without expectation. I want to talk to you a little bit about my Facebook group, Men's Self-Improvement, link in description. Now, one thing that I do on this group is I'm very active on it. A lot of men come to this group to obviously learn, inspire, motivate other people and ask questions as well. And a lot of people use this as a way to confide in other members. So when certain men put posts up, you know, maybe they're talking about the problem, maybe they're talking about how they're feeling, or they've got a situation that they want to overcome. Now, I'll step in and I might message this person, or I might say, look, if you want to talk to me, I'm here if you need me. Just the fact that I've done that, like I've offered myself, I don't need to do that, but I'm choosing to do it anyway out of genuine care and love for that person, because I realise that the world isn't about me. There are other people that I have to share this planet with, and why shouldn't I take care of others? But the fact that I've done that shows that person that there is genuine compassion in other people, and sometimes that's what a man needs. Because so many men are alone these days. So many men are fighting their own battles that they've got no one in the corner. And just by having someone in the corner, just by having someone show that love and empathy and compassion towards them, just might give them the strength to keep going. And not just keep going, but to totally change their lives. And what I've experienced while being in this group is I've posted a lot of content, and a lot of people have naturally just reached out to me because of the content that I've been posting. And I've had so many messages from men telling me that I'm doing such a great job, that my work, my content has genuinely changed people's lives for the better. Now, I want you to imagine how fulfilling that might be. People might say, oh, you know, you're bending over backwards for people who don't care about you. When you show people you care, they just take you for granted. They don't appreciate you. But that's bullshit, because I've had so many messages from people thanking me for the things I do. Everything I do on that group, I do for free. I do off my own back. I don't charge any money. I don't do any like one-to-one coaching. I don't do any of that. I literally just open myself up to these people. I might give them advice. I might just be there if they want to talk about the problems, or I just show them that supportiveness. And you might say, oh, well, that's just weakness on your part, maybe it's too much of a feminine thing for you to be doing, but so what? Who cares? Like, if you're helping other people, what is the problem in that? Like, for me, sure, I might be giving up my time, my energy for these people, and sure, there might be some people who don't appreciate it, but I'm not doing it because I want validation from people. I'm not doing it because I want their approval. I'm doing it because I genuinely want to help others regardless of what I get back in return. And that's why I think it's so important to give without expectation, because it gives a whole new level of meaning to this life. How much better would the world be if people were less selfish? If people stopped thinking so inwardly and started thinking about others, genuinely caring about other people, how much better would the world be? You imagine all the massive corporations in the world right now that are exploiting people, that are making people's lives a misery, people just working to survive in the worst conditions possible. I want you to imagine if the directors of those companies, the people who hold all the power, the shareholders and so on, imagine if they turned around one day and said, you know what, we don't need all these billions of dollars that we're generating in profit. Why don't we reinvest some of that back into the business? Why don't we reinvest in our employees? Maybe we'll invest in our employees' well-being or their mental health or something like that. How much power do you think that has to change people's lives? It could totally change the whole morale of the workplace. It could totally change the whole trajectory of that company. It has the power to make better employees, to make more hard-working employees, employees that respect the company, who want to go above and beyond. See, selfishness is just self-destructive. It brings you down, it brings other people down. There is nothing to be gained in the long run by being selfish. And it's when you take a step outside of yourself and you start caring about other people that you find a whole new level of meaning in life. So learn to give without expectation and be compassionate. Learn to love other men. I remember once as well, I remember when I was a child, and my mother once said to me that love makes the world go around. And as I got older, I kind of thought to myself, that's not true. Money makes the world go around. Money's the only thing that matters. Money's the only thing that really drives people to do anything in this world. And when you look at life through a superficial lens, yes, that is absolutely the case. But when you realise that money is only a tool to acquire more resources, sure, it'll buy you more freedom, it'll buy you more opportunities, but once you realise that the money isn't the be all and end all, and you start realising that love, relationships with people is the most important thing in life, things will change for you and you'll start living a better life by default. So learn to love other people. I spoke briefly about my self-improvement group in this video. If you'd like to know more about the 4 stages of self-improvement, click the video on screen right now. I hope this video was valuable to you. If it was, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh!